Welcome back to Writing Tutorials. Today, we're diving into an important type of formal letter, an invitation letter for a UK visa. This is a letter you would write if you're inviting a friend or family member from another country to visit you in the UK. The letter helps demonstrate to immigration authorities that your guest has a valid reason to visit and that they have support while they're in the country. In this tutorial, we'll go over each part of this sample invitation letter step by step. I'll explain each sentence and paragraph in detail, so you'll have a solid understanding of what to include when writing your own letter. Let's begin. Header section. First, let's start with the header section. The person writing this letter is Daniel Parker, so he begins by listing his full name, address, phone number, and email. Including contact information is essential because it makes it easy for the visa officer to identify the sender and to get in touch if they need any further information. When you're writing this kind of letter, always make sure to include your complete contact information at the top. This ensures the letter looks professional and meets the formal requirements. Next, we have the date, November 1, 2024. Including the date is also crucial because it shows exactly when this invitation was written. It helps the visa officer understand when the invitation was made, especially since timing can be important when it comes to visa applications. Recipient information. Moving on, we have the recipient information. Here Daniel is addressing the letter to UK Visas and Immigration at the British Embassy in Washington, D.C. He includes the full address of the embassy as well. It's very important to know where to send this letter. In this case, the British Embassy in Washington, D.C. handles UK visa requests from the United States, so Daniel addresses it there. For your own letter, make sure you're sending it to the correct embassy or consulate office, as each region may have a specific location for visa processing. Subject line. Now we have the subject line. Daniel writes, "Invitation for Emma Thompson to visit the United Kingdom." This subject line is short, but it's very clear. It tells the visa officer exactly what the letter is about at a glance. When you're writing your own letter, include a subject line to clarify the purpose of the invitation. A brief but descriptive subject line can make a big difference as it provides immediate context for the reader. Opening and purpose of the letter. In the main part of the letter, Daniel begins by directly stating his purpose. He writes, "I am writing to formally invite my cousin Emma Thompson to visit me in the United Kingdom from March 15, 2024 to April 10, 2024. This opening sentence is very straightforward. Daniel introduces who he is inviting, his cousin Emma, and specifies the dates of her intended visit. It's always best to be as clear as possible about these details. If you're writing a similar letter, include the visitor's full name and the exact dates of the visit. Clear details help the visa officer understand the timeframe of the trip and the relationship between the host and the visitor. Purpose of the visit. Next, Daniel elaborates on the purpose of Emma's visit. He says that the purpose of her visit is to spend time with family, explore the culture of the UK, and visit various landmarks. This sentence is important because it clarifies why Emma is traveling to the UK. When you're writing an invitation letter, mentioning the purpose of the visit can help the visa officer understand the intention behind the trip. By explaining that Emma wants to spend time with family and explore UK culture, Daniel provides a reasonable and relatable reason for her stay. Then, Daniel adds, "This visit will allow us to reconnect, as we have not seen each other in several years due to geographic distance." This additional detail reinforces the personal nature of the visit. It shows that the invitation is genuine and that Daniel and Emma are close family members who want to spend time together. In your own letter, it can be helpful to include a personal note like this to explain your relationship with the guest and why this visit is important to you. Host's residency and employment information. Daniel then provides details about his residency and employment in the UK. He writes, "I, Daniel Parker, am a permanent resident of the United Kingdom, currently residing at 123, Kensington High Street, London, SW7, 4RP. This sentence is crucial. By stating that he's a permanent resident, Daniel is confirming his legal status in the UK, which reassures the visa officer that he's authorized to host visitors in the country. Always include your own residency status in the UK when writing a visa invitation letter, as it shows that you're in a position to support the visitor. Next, he adds his job title and employer. I am employed as a project manager at Bright Solutions Limited. This is also important information because it establishes Daniel's stability and connection to the UK. Mentioning your job and employer helps demonstrate that you're financially stable and capable of supporting your guest. It can be reassuring to the visa officer that you have the means to host someone during their stay. Confirmation of financial support and accommodation. Moving on, Daniel addresses Emma's accommodation and financial support. He writes, "During her stay, I will provide accommodation at my residence, located at 123, Kensington High Street, London, SW7, for RP, and will cover her living expenses and travel costs within the UK." This sentence is key because it shows that Daniel is taking full responsibility for Emma's stay. When writing an invitation letter, it's a good idea to state that you'll provide both accommodation and financial support if that's the case. This statement can help the visa officer feel assured that Emma will be well cared for and that she won't face financial difficulties during her visit. Assurance of return. Daniel then adds an important assurance about Emma's intention to return to the United States. He says, "I also confirm that she will return to the United States at the end of her visit, as she has strong family ties and professional commitments in Los Angeles, California." This statement is very important for visa applications because it shows that the visitor has reasons to return to their home country after the visit. In your own letter, if possible, mention any strong ties your guest has back home, like family, a job, or educational commitments. This can help reassure the visa officer that your guest is not planning to overstay or remain in the UK permanently. Supporting documents. Next, Daniel mentions the supporting documents he has included with the letter. He writes, "Please find enclosed copies of my passport and proof of residence along with documentation confirming my employment and financial status." Including relevant documents is essential when writing a visa invitation letter. By attaching proof of residency, employment, and financial stability, Daniel helps reinforce his statements in the letter. If you're writing an invitation letter, include any documentation that supports your status in the UK and your ability to host a visitor. Contact information for follow-up. Daniel then offers his contact information for any further questions. He says, "Should you need any additional information or have further questions, please do not hesitate to contact me by phone at +44 20 7946 0000 or via email." This is a polite and professional way to close the letter. By providing contact details, Daniel makes it easy for the visa officer to reach him if they need more information. In your own letter, always include a line like this. It shows that you're open to communication and willing to answer any additional questions. Thank you statement and signature. To close the letter, Daniel includes a thank you statement. He writes, "Thank you for considering this invitation." This line adds a polite and respectful tone to the letter. It shows appreciation for the visa officer's time and consideration. In any formal letter, a thank you statement can leave a positive impression, so it's a nice touch to add before signing off. Finally, he ends with "Yours sincerely, Daniel Parker," followed by his printed name. When signing a formal letter like this, "Yours sincerely" is a common and respectful closing. If you're submitting a printed version, remember to sign it by hand as well, or just type your name if it's an electronic submission. And there you have it, a detailed breakdown of an invitation letter for a UK visa. By following these steps, you'll be able to write a clear, professional, and effective letter that supports your guest's visa application. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to Writing Tutorials for more helpful guides on writing letters for all kinds of situations. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.